Milwaukee Bucks are getting hot at the right time, with them looking like an even better team ever since they got Chris Middleton back from injury near the end of January. They have one of the top players on their roster in Giannis Antetokounmpo, who has been playing at an MVP level this season. He always plays hard when he's on the court, and due to his size, he makes it difficult for opposing teams to stop him from scoring in the paint. Giannis isn't the only person on their team that has been playing phenomenal this season, because their guard Jrue Holiday has helped keep their team afloat, with most of their players missing games because of injuries. Holiday is averaging over 19 points per game, which helped him become an all-star for the second time in his career. Jrue Holiday is one of the best two-way players in the NBA. His ability to guard the other team's best player and still have a profound contribution on the offensive end is outstanding. He is one of the most underrated players in the league, but this season he is definitely getting the recognition he deserves. Not to mention that they don't even have their other all-star Chris Middleton at full strength yet, where he has been coming off the bench for a majority of the season ever since he returned to the lineup. Once Middleton starts to somewhat return to playing like an all-star, then it will be difficult for anyone to beat the Bucks. Milwaukee's stars aren't the only ones helping them win games, because their role players have also been playing great, such as their starting center Brook Lopez. Has taken his game to another level, with him being one of the best interior defenders in the league. He is also playing well on the offensive end, with him being able to stretch the floor with his three-point shooting, while still being able to score in the paint. Their team has a really solid bench, with players like Bobby Portis, Joe Ingles, Pat Connaughton, and Jevon Carter. These players keep up the Bucks' high intensity on defense and help them score efficiently when one of the Bucks' star players are on the bench. Milwaukee also acquired a new member to their team at the trade deadline, where they traded for Jay Crowder. This is significant because Crowder is a guy that does the little things that can help a team win. He can make an impact without scoring, and that's due to his solid defense and high IQ. One thing that the Bucks have to be cautious of is the health of their team. Their two star players, Giannis and Chris Middleton, have missed a ton of games due to them obtaining some sort of injury. If they go against one of the top teams in the East like the Boston Celtics or Philadelphia 76ers and are missing one of their star players, then they could be in trouble. We've seen the Bucks struggle last season in the second round of the playoffs against the Celtics when they didn't have Chris Middleton. Middleton only played in 2 games in the first round of the playoffs because he suffered an MCL sprain in his knee. During their battle against the Celtics in the playoffs, they led that series 3-2 and had Game 6 at home. However, Boston won the last 2 games and ultimately the series versus the Bucks. They definitely will have benefited from Middleton's scoring and defense. As long as they have all their star players healthy in time for the playoffs, then I think they will be the favorites to win the East. Some may think that the Celtics are the favorites since they won the East last season. They have also gotten better with the additions of Malcolm Brogdon and Mike Muscala. Although what people don't talk about is that the Bucks took the Celtics to 7 games without Chris Middleton and some of their new players like Jay Crowder and Joe Ingles. If a team faces the Bucks in the playoffs, they will probably try to build a wall against Giannis and try to limit his field goal attempts in the paint. That will usually work in the past, but now the Bucks have a lot of good three-point shooters and 2 players that can make timely buckets like Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton. The Bucks don't just have a solid offense and defense, but they also have playoff experience. Their team knows what it takes to win a crucial game and the battle they will have to go through to get to the finals. Their big three of Giannis, Holiday, and Middleton have won a championship together, so them trying to win in the finals isn't new to them. I would say that the Bucks are my favorites to win the East because they have one of the best players in the NBA in Giannis and hardly have any flaws on their team. I'm not saying that it's impossible to beat Milwaukee. However, it's going to be really difficult to stop their team and even win a playoff series against them.